Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
To me, Irish people are the funniest in the world. They just are.
Oh, this looks amazing.
I just love any food that comes with its own home.
Everyone's a comedian.
Anything else?
Some greens.
What do you think I am? A juggler?
Stunning. Inspirational. Would you look at the brushstrokes on it?
I think the reason I see comedy in everything is because I was surrounded by it growing up. That's good.
You wouldn't know we're 105.
You're 105.
Do you know what? There's only one word for that. Absolutely cracker.
Hi, how are you? In Ireland, one of the greatest compliments you can give someone is to describe them as a character.
If you find any pearls, give them to me, okay?
Come on, Slowco! Come on, I'm coming! You couldn't run the leg to yourself!
Because as every writer knows, it's the characters you remember long after you've forgotten the story.
Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at ireland.com.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
The Warrington Irish Club, a friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports are shown on big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and Crown Green bowling teams along with arts and craft. Pop in for a friendly welcome and book your event at the Warrington Irish Club.
At Barhale, we've been delivering essential infrastructure projects for over 40 years. Today, we're at the forefront of civil engineering, construction and tunnelling projects.
Barhale's values are integral in the way we go to work and are embedded in our family culture.
We put our customers first every step of the way.
Our people are the foundation of our business, with each and every one with the ability to make a real difference.
We want Barhale.
Hello and welcome to the show. This week we'll be catching up with Seamus Breen, who is a photographer and a filming enthusiast. But first, the GAA Lancashire County Board recently organised a fundraising dinner dance at the Emirates Hotel in Old Trafford, Manchester, to raise some funds to help them with their brand new GAA pitch development at Broughton Park.
I'm delighted to be your host. My name's Alan Keegan. Tonight, the voice of the Lancashire GAA, but normally the voice of the greatest football club in the world, Manchester United. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our great friend, a Manchester legend, a Kerry legend, and a GAA legend. Welcome him home tonight, Father John Ahern. Thank you.
It's 42 years ago since I attended the first Lancashire GAA event with St Lawrence's GAA club. And over the years, fantastic friendships with 2 or 3 generations Tonight it's lovely to say that I'm not looking at old faces, I'm looking at new faces. And it's wonderful that the baton has been handed on. So I think of the many who've gone before us, and I know that Sean Hopkins is at this time grieving. So we think of, first of all, the people. I'll give you a few moments to think of them, your own dear ones who've gone before us, and the people, I always say the people who made us what we are. So just think of them for a moment. Agus in Ishin Animanahir, agus in Vik, agus in Spridnev, Amen. Bless us, O Lord, in the gifts we're about to receive, the friendship that we share, and our heritage, and all that we stand for. May we always be an Irish community who care. In Animanahir, agus in Vik, agus in Spridnev, Amen.
This time 18 months ago, I got a call from Stan, and Stan Hestian, who said, we're going to do this project, and as usual, you get some of these calls from people that are, you know, they've maybe had a drink or something on a Sunday evening, and they're saying we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you sort of pass it off. But then the next thing, an email came through from Stan about some of the plans that were being made, and some of the processes that were going to be involved. And that was very quickly, I said to Brian, these people in Lancashire are actually serious about what they're going to do here. So we fast forward to where we are tonight, and we've got planning permission. We've got a contractor nearly appointed, and your facility is on its way to being built. When you've got your facility, you've got your family of people that want to play, what do you need? And you need money. You need finances. I'm talking about your consulate and the vice consulate and the Department for Foreign Affairs, and what they actually contribute to the GAA. And I'm not too sure many of you would know that, because I didn't know it until 18 months ago, or a year ago myself. And I just want you to put your hands together for the department, because of what they do. The Irish government are so good to the GAA across the world, to Sarah and Deirdre, and just thank them for what they do for us, please, first. In Lancashire, you have a strong county board. You have people who want to make things happen. But the GAA is built on one thing only, and it's built on volunteers. And it needs all the people in this room tonight. But actually think about the wee bit that you can give back. That if you're not already of Irish descent or Irish root, but you're born in Lancashire and you don't actually really get the GAA, I'll say this to you. The GAA is the single biggest family in the world. Everybody that's involved in our association does it because they do it for one reason. It's from your heart.
Stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland.
It really is a very special privilege for me, as my own club, St Lawrence's, was formed just up the road here in 1981, and our current pitch is only a mile away at Turn Moss. And it's extra special to have Father Ahern here tonight, who founded the club and baptised me. So he had me signed up from the cradle straight away. And thanks for that, Father. Being brought up just down the road here, my first introduction to Gaelic football, like so many of us in this room, was listening to the big matches on the radio, as the late, great Micheál O'Murhertic painted his own pictures the only way that he could do, and brought the action straight into the kitchen. For so many of Dad's generation, those Sunday matches were a lifeline to transport you back to Ireland for a few hours. Our forefathers in the region have left us a great legacy. The people who first collected money on the sidelines, rented and marked out the first pitches, put up the first posts, and had the courage to strike out and play our games here in Britain, when it perhaps would have been easier not to do that at all. Their vision gave us the foundation to develop the underage clubs that we now have and offer Gaelic games to more children in our region than ever before. The Northern Games underage event held at Broughton Park for the past 4 years is at the site of our new Centre of Excellence. We had over 1,500 children taking place there this year, and it will only continue to grow. Our hurlers have had great success representing us at senior level in the Lorimar Championship and the Alliance League, but we're handicapped because we have to travel over to Ireland for every single game. And when we get this Centre of Excellence, it's literally going to level the playing field for us, and I'm sure we will put up some brilliant results and just go that extra step further and win that championship.
quite often in sport, the volunteers who are there week in, week out, they are the unsung heroes. They're the ones in all sports who keep it going. Tonight, from Hertfordshire, I would like to welcome Jerry Brennan up here. Jerry doesn't know about this. On behalf of the whole GAA community, is a Lifetime Achievement Award, and this is truly deserved. Thank you. Homegrown is our future. And at the Northern Games this year, we're expecting 50 plus schools from Greater Manchester and Liverpool, which is amazing. I've been into these schools and I've done presentations, and the kids just love the game. The ABC in London, 4,000 boys and girls playing homegrown. It's unbelievable. It's the biggest youth tournament in the world. There isn't anything else. And this is our pathway. This is what we're doing. And I know I'm repeating myself, but the schools are so important to us. And people like Jerry, the volunteers, this is what it's all about.
Ladies and gentlemen, a cordial glare. I'm delighted to be here as Consul General of Ireland, the Irish Government's representative in the north of England, to celebrate Lancashire GAA and your ambitions for the future. And I'm joined this evening by my colleague Deirdre O'Flaherty, who is Vice Consul, who is on her second day in the job, so no better way to get started. Gaelic Games is probably the most extraordinarily successful story of amateur sport anywhere in the world, and that it remains an unapologetic amateur organisation rooted deeply in the local, national and international life of the Irish family at home and abroad is its enduring strength. GAA is a global phenomenon. GAA in Britain is unique in that global story because the Provincial Council of Britain is the only provincial council of the GAA outside Ireland. You have the privilege and the challenge of competing at the highest level of Gaelic Games. But here in Lancashire, you have not had the facilities to allow you to adequately live up to that challenge. So for the many of you who have togged out behind a hedge on a wet winter's day, or watched shivering from the sidelines as family and friends fight over every ball, or, and I'm very familiar with this, had to deal with cleaning the mud-caked kit afterwards, you will appreciate more than most the prospect of state-of-the-art facilities that are a match for the talent of Lancashire's players. So I thank you all for being here tonight and lending your support. And I wish you every success with this great endeavour, and I hope it fulfills all the dreams you have for it in the years to come.
Can you put your hands together, please, as I welcome our star of the future, a star of the boxing world, Mr. Owen Lavin, please. Thank you.
I'm managed by Anthony Joshua in 258 Management, and then I'm promoted by Frank Warren in Queensbury Promotions, and then obviously I train with Anthony here in Manchester. When I was 19, I moved over to train here, so my brother's he's up in Blackpool, so he drives down to play with Peters when they're playing. It's only now I'm starting to kind of link in with the Irish over here, so it's it was like someone was saying here earlier, when you go to one of the matches, it's like being back home.
All I'm going to say is appreciate everyone turning up, everyone contributing. Let's have a great time now with the band. Enjoy the rest of the night.
Who'll start the bidding at £300? Stan Murray, where are you? Here you are, £300, get 400, looking for £400. £400, looking for 5. Looking for £500, 500 now. Serious bidding. £900 all for a good cause, £900 going once. That's your £900 going twice. £900 all the way from Preston.
Almost 400 people came along to support this fundraising evening for the GAA Lancashire County Board pitch development at Broughton Park, and we wish them the very best of luck with the project. We'll take a break and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Nestled within the leafy suburb of Mossley Hill in Liverpool, L'Olivetto is an independent family-run restaurant supported by a dedicated kitchen team. Staff at front of house always on hand with recommendations from their tasty menu to their choosing a wine to complement your dish. Call us on 0151 724 5169. That's 0151 724 5169.
To me, Irish people are the funniest in the world. They just are.
Oh, this looks amazing.
I just love any food that comes with its own home.
Everyone's a comedian.
Anything else?
Some greens.
What do you think I am? A juggler?
Stunning. Inspirational. Would you look at the brushstrokes on it?
I think the reason I see comedy in everything is because I was surrounded by it growing up.
That's good.
You wouldn't know we're 105.
You're 105. Between us. Do you know what? There's only one word for that. Absolutely cracker.
Hi, how are you? In Ireland, one of the greatest compliments you can give someone is to describe them as a character.
If you find any pearls, give them to me, okay?
Come on, Slowcoat. Come in, I'm coming. You couldn't run the leg to yourself.
Because as every writer knows, it's the characters you remember long after you've forgotten the story.
Fill your heart with Ireland. Discover more at Ireland.com.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
The Warrington Irish Club, a friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports are shown on big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and craft. Pop in for a friendly welcome and book your event at the Warrington Irish Club.
At Barhale, we've been delivering essential infrastructure projects for over 40 years. Today, we're at the forefront of civil engineering, construction and tunnelling projects.
Barhale's values are integral in the way we go to work and are embedded in our family culture.
We put our customers first every step of the way.
Our people are the foundation of our business, with each and every one with the ability to make a real difference.
We want Barhale.
Welcome back. Now we're off to meet Seamus Breen, who is a photographer and a filming enthusiast. And Seamus has spent most of his life caring for others. We hope you enjoy his story.
It's the love of nature and the peace and quiet of being out in the country and sitting and watching and waiting. That's the thrill of it, waiting to see will something happen. And I think nature gives you something nearly every day that you go out. The thing is to be alert and to be waiting for it. Probably the most exciting and thrilling things were things like photographing bears up near the Russian border or golden eagles in Sweden. But likewise, our own country here in England and the UK, particularly around North Yorkshire, there's a lot to see. You just have to sit and wait and spot it.
There's one particular photograph that caught my eye. It was where there was a squirrel coming up to your camera, and it looks as though he was going to take a photograph of you.
Yes. That was quite accidental, actually. People may say that was set up. It wasn't really. I have two cameras and two sets of lenses, and I put one camera down. And squirrels are by nature curious, and I turned around and there was a squirrel looking through the lens of my camera. So I got that photograph, which was most enjoyable, most unusual. I left Ireland from Tipperary, silver mines, Dolla, just outside Nina. I moved from there up to Carlow and then up to Laois in Northern Ireland before moving across to England. And that was about 1987, 88 when I came across. Having pursued a career in doing a bit of teaching, social work and childcare in Northern Ireland, including the Cregan and the Bogside, Limavady, Craigavon, and then coming across to Wiltshire as a senior social worker and manager for social care services. My nature is such that I settle in. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. And my father used to always say, bloom wherever you're planted. So I found it relatively easy to get involved and get engaged with the local community, and particularly the local church. So that was a pretty active community, and that helped me to engage and be part of the local community.
Seamus and me used to put things on Picasso. We used to put photographs and compare them, but now that was done away with about 4 years ago. And so now I look at his stuff that he sends me, and the stuff which he does on wildlife is out of this world. You know, I couldn't match it. You know, no way. It's absolutely outstanding. I first got to know him as a bowron player and at sessions, Irish music sessions, which he's into.
I retired now, what is it, 2013. And initially I was thinking maybe I'll take up motorbikes. And my good lady wife Maureen, who hails from the kind of the Cork area, said, no, you're not getting involved in motorbikes. So I picked up and started doing photography. And then I ran into one or two folk who were very encouraging, a chap called Paul Fowley, who's an internationally recognised photographer, and helped him out in something called the Red Squirrel Hides up in North Yorkshire. So I really began to get drawn into the whole photography bit. And that has taken me not only over all of England and Scotland, but up to Norway, Sweden, Finland and places like that to do photography. Well, I was always fond of the music and have memories of days in Ireland watching, you know, RTE and some of the great pipers and the great musicians and all the rest in the past. So when I retired, and in terms of keeping active, I thought I needed to get involved. So I got involved myself in terms of playing bowron and a bit of flute and that sort of thing. And so I went along to sessions. And then I heard so much about great musicians in the past and great music, but there was no record of them. So I thought, I'm going to think about changing this, at least for myself and the local area that I live in. And as you know, Irish music is primarily an oral background, where people picked up tunes by talking to somebody else and listening to somebody else. And that's the way it spread. So eventually, of course, music was written down. But written Irish music is really only a kind of a hint or a suggestion how it might be played, because everybody plays it slightly differently. And then I came across musicians who were great writers of music in the Irish tradition, and I thought, there's no record of them. There's no one has really captured them doing that and playing that. Martin Matthews was a friend of mine from the Durham area who has written some fantastic Irish music. Jimmy McHugh up in Glasgow, again written some fantastic Irish music, but there's no real record of it. And I thought maybe we should begin to think about moving from the oral to the modern style of using YouTube and various other channels. And I'm surprised at the number of people who have come to me and said, actually, I've picked up a lot of tunes from your YouTube channel. If you just go into YouTube and Google Seamus Breen, you're bound to find something. And I think there are about 250 videos at this stage of Irish music, and mainly sessions. And maybe more people will begin to get involved and contribute. There's a great love of the music, and not everybody, of course, is from Ireland, or not everybody is second generation Ireland. You know, I've met Japanese and I know folk from Germany and from Sweden who play Irish music, which is just fantastic to hear and see. So when they come along to sessions, you know you've got some folk who are really interested and keen on the Irish music. So more power to their elbow. The more we can get involved in the Irish music, the better.
And of course that's taken you quite a lot of different places to film these groups.
Yes, I tend mainly to focus around the northeast of the UK, where I live, in North Yorkshire. But I go to Preston and I've Sheffield and Birmingham and a variety of different places. Here in Leeds, there's some great sessions here in Leeds, which is a really stronghold of Irish culture and Irish music.
Do you intend to continue on now and film lots and lots of more music for us and keep us all entertained?
I'd like to do more of that. Partly if I stay at home too long, my good wife says, "Are you not going out tonight?" So it's a good reason to get out. So I do like to get out and see it, but maybe somebody younger than me will actually pick it up in a more professional way. I'm very an amateur in my approach, but sometimes it works very well. So for example, we photographed and videoed a session on New Year's Day, and that already within 3 weeks has had 16,000 views. And that's just fantastic that people are keen right across the globe, and only 40% of the viewers were from the UK. So it's good to hear that people love the music.
Pete, of course, you've got involved in many things down your lifetime, of course, including Ceoltas and the beautiful book that you brought out about Ceoltas, and of course you're a professional gardener. But now I believe that you're getting involved about the lack of bowling greens in your area.
Yeah, well, all the councils, Wakefield, Calderdale, which is Halifax, Kirtlees, which is Huddersfield, and Leeds, decided to do away with bowling greens this year altogether, which was a coincidence. And so I got to know about this, and I highlighted it.
And of course your story has hit the headlines, hasn't it, because the BBC and ITV have got hold of it.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more than me being highlighting it. The Leeds Bowling Association, they've been involved and they've got a petition up that you could sign, and that's made a difference as well.
Spring is coming and your gardening book has been very helpful to us amateurs, and of course there's great advice there. But you've had a great, let's say, friendship with Alan Titchmark.
Yeah, well, when it came to Tlakeaton, I asked him a question about Geoffrey Smith, and he said that he was knelt down with planting a rockery in Harlow Car Gardens near Harrogate as an apprentice. And this man came to him and said, "Well, how are you doing?" And he looked up, and he said it was like looking up and seeing God, because Geoffrey Smith is probably the greatest gardener that we've ever known in modern times.
Pete, tell us how people can get your gardening book.
They can get it from me, Peter Fawcett 0@gmail.com.
Seamus, congratulations and well done on everything that you do to entertain us all, and long may it continue.
Many thanks, Martin. Yourself and Annette are doing fantastic work on this channel, and it's really good to be involved. Thanks indeed.
Seamus is so dedicated in everything he gets involved in, and it was lovely to meet his very best friend, Pete Fawcett. That's about it for this week. We'll see you next Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Thank you all for watching.